Who's new this year? Nice. Okay, great. Well, I'm so excited to be here. This is my second season with Forest Highlands, and for all of you new folks joining us, I think you're going to love it as much as I do. And hopefully with all the training you've been doing today, you can see how wonderful the club is already. It's just a magical place to be. And I'm excited to get to know all of you a little bit better this season and hopefully for many seasons to come. As I was reviewing your leadership's orientation packet, I saw what a wonderful job they did on covering some of the policies from the handbook, which I'm sure every single one of you read through that whole handbook, didn't you? Okay. It's a pretty big handbook, isn't it? I didn't want to stand up here and cover every bit of that handbook for you, but we do have another orientation at the end of April where all the employees of the club come together, and I do a much more formal presentation for you. So I'm just going to hit on some of the highlights today, which you've already heard, and keep it a little less formal today for you since you're going to hear it again, okay? Who used to go to the movie theater? It's not very popular now, is it? We all have to stream our movies. But remember at the end of the movies, they used to have the blooper reel? They don't really show that anymore, do they? It's not as popular. But it was when people used to make mistakes in the movies. When I think about the blooper reel, I kind of think about Jim Carrey at the end of Liar Liar. Does anybody remember that? I mean, it ages me, I know. But do you remember that movie?
I remember.
Okay. When he was like making a fool out of himself and everybody in the courtroom had to like keep the serious face and they would break character. So everybody in this room, as you come into a position, and even your leadership can attest to this, nobody's perfect, right? We're all gonna make mistakes, we're all gonna have slip-ups, we're all gonna have bad days. Can anybody tell me what HR does? Anybody got the guts to say what HR does? Fred.
She supports us in everything we do.
Right. Human resources.
Make sure we get paid
Weird
right.
to say, right? Human resources. Like, what kind of resources do I give you? You know? Employee benefits. Payroll. I do payroll. I might not have your chat. Okay, so some of the things that I do and I help with is I help with training and helping you get through your career life here at Forest Highlands. Hopefully it's not a short one, you stay with us for a long time. I help support your leadership team and anything that they need to help keep the operation moving and flowing. Payroll and benefits, health insurance, I help negotiate those every year. I help with fun activities to keep you engaged while you're working here. But
You listen to us?
I listen to you, right? So if you're having a really great day, I'm here to celebrate your wins. If you're having a bad day, I'm here to be a listener. So if maybe you go to your manager and you voice an opinion and maybe it wasn't enough to get it off your chest, or you just want to kind of have somebody else a third opinion, that's what I'm here for. If you want to have someone to sit with, to give an opinion to, that's what I'm here for too. But kind of back to that blooper reel, everyone kind of looks at human resources as this negative thing, like, oh my God, I gotta go to the principal's office, I'm gonna sit there and she's gonna like whip out this ruler and slap my wrist, right?
Right.
Okay. Who was here last season? I see Alex. I see a lot of people. How mean was I last season?
Made me cry a couple times.
I was just gonna say, what was my office popular for last year? People just came to my office because I had every flavor of chapstick you could imagine in my office. And this year, I have even more things for you. Ladies, if you forget your ponytails, I have every color
Good to know.
haircut you could want. I've got all kinds of things. Guys, if you're hungry, ladies, if you're hungry, I've got beef jerky sticks. I've got everything that you could want. But I do want to see you. I want to be able to engage with you and get to know you. And you coming down and saying hello to me is awesome. It doesn't mean that you're in trouble. I'm here for you. I want to hear from you. I want to hear how your day's going. Come see me. You want to change your direct deposit, you want to talk about your taxes, you want to do any of those things, I'm your girl. And I'm hiring somebody else, and that person will be your go-to as well. Okay? Back to the blooper reel. What are the most common things that kind of get you in that loops situation that I've noticed, right? That most HR people see? Chronic tardiness and absenteeism. Your managers have sat down with you and said, okay, Joe, you've been out 72 times. What's going on? Well, my alarm clock isn't waking me up. I have it on max volume and I haven't been here out of the 100 days I'm supposed to be here. They're probably gonna get me involved and we're gonna have to have a conversation, right? Probably not a good idea, right? Tardiness. You're late to every single shift, and it's not just by 2 minutes, it's by 15, 20 minutes, and it's starting to affect the operation. We're probably gonna have a conversation. I'm not gonna whip out the ruler and slap your hand, but we're gonna have a conversation about it, and it's probably gonna be documented. Insubordination and disrespectful conduct. Can anybody tell me what insubordination is?
Ignoring Chad.
You what?
Ignoring Chad.
Ignoring Chad. The other one?
You gotta do a fight.
That could, we're gonna talk about fighting a little bit later. Insubordination,
Not following directions.
not following directions. I told you to do A and you went and did B. Okay? You may think you know the better route, but you went and did it otherwise. And it's the clock and allergies are really bad. Insubordination. It's a pretty broad term, but it's, the boss said you had to do A and you went and did B. Okay? Disrespectful conduct, that's pretty wide ranging. That can fall into the fighting we talked about back here, right? You got a little heated and you maybe gotten into an argument with one of your other coworkers and it got a little out of control. Maybe got a little catty with each other. Maybe you snapped at your boss. We have those bad days, right? Every once in a while, we gotta make sure that we can drop it all and leave it and then just move forward, apologize, okay? Unsatisfactory work performance and conduct can fall all in that as well, okay? Here's a really big one that I wanna make sure we all talk about. Sexual or other unlawful or unwelcome harassment. Can we get some examples of that? Managers?
Unwanted
Advances?
advances.
Okay,
Or
good
unlawful.
job.
Verbal or physical.
Verbal or physical. Or I'm making a joke. I'm on break, I'm standing in the back, and I'm making a joke to one of my coworkers, and there's people standing around me. And we think it's funny, but one of my coworkers hear it, and they don't think it's so funny. We're in a professional environment. We gotta make sure that we're always acting professional, right? I'm sure that you've been hearing about postmanship and acting really professional around the members. We have to act that same level of professional around each other, right? We need to respect each other's boundaries. And you don't know who's listening and who might think that the way that you're talking is disrespectful. So those third parties could really be offended by what you're saying, even if you're not directing it to them. Any touching, any quid pro quo, if I'll do this for you if you do this for me, none of that, okay? Let's keep it on the up and up, okay? So those are the type of things that could end up in my office. And the last one that I notice can kind of cause an issue is retaliation. So I've been talked to, or I've been written up, or I've had a verbal with my boss, and I'm just holding that grudge and I'm not gonna let it go. And I know somebody in this room turned to me and I'm gonna find out which one it is. And I'm gonna start doing my own investigation. So I'm gonna talk to every single one of you, and I'm gonna have my own investigation, and I'll give you a chocolate bar, and I'll give you $1, and I'll cut you in on my tips, and I'm gonna find out who the one was that turned me into Mark. Do you think that's a healthy work environment? Probably not. A little uncomfortable. I would be hiding from that person, right? Retaliation, that's what retaliation is. Trying to figure out why you got in trouble and then going after the person that got you in trouble. Okay? Can we move past the negative things? Let's move past the negative. Okay, employee benefits. Why I want to have fun with you this summer is, who was here for employee meal last year? Our returners. Who enjoyed employee meal last year? You get to eat while you're here, right? It's a wonderful benefit. Some of the responses on employee meal last year is that we sometimes ran out of food a little early, or that the seating wasn't great. Guess what I did this year working with the leadership team and Doug and Kurt? We've done some upgrades on the break room spaces, and Fred is putting a ton of effort in elevating the food choices on employee meal this year. So I'm really excited to hear feedback from all of you on employee meal. Does everybody in this room that's new know what I'm talking about with employee meal? Okay, so you get free food when you're here. I didn't get that when I was working my first, second, third job. Super exciting. And while we're talking about the break rooms, one of the big goals I had was to be able to communicate more effectively with you as employees. One of the things we do every month is I send out what's called the Pine Cone Press, which is an employee newsletter, keeping you updated of what's coming up. If we have internal postings on positions, any upcoming fun events that I'm going to be doing for you. And not everybody was really getting that information. So we're going to have a couple of really big TVs in each break room, and it's going to be rotating that information. And on your Paylocity app, which I know some of you have voiced that it's not working right now, we will get that fixed. But on that community feed, it'll also be posted there too, in preferred languages as well, okay? So hopefully you'll be getting that communication in multiple ways, and you'll be able to see it in multiple places. So I'm hoping that'll help with that communication. Talking about benefits. After 60 days, you're eligible if you want to sign up for dental or vision insurance. You get sick time, which is wonderful. We have an employee assistance fund for emergency incidents. When you were doing your onboarding, I'm sure you guys saw that you could sign up for our employee scholarship fund and our employee assistance fund to do donations into those two funds. Those are completely funded by our employees. So in the fall, we ask for people to fill out applications if you're interested in applying for our scholarship, and those are fully funded by our employees. And I will be talking about that a lot more throughout the year, but I'm sure a bunch of you are NAU students. How many are students here? How much of you would like to have a scholarship this fall or for next spring? Be great, right? So we have a scholarship program that we have a very basic set of requirements. You fill out the application, write a essay, and you may be selected for funds for that scholarship. So that's a really good benefit that we have here. We also have an Employee of the Month program, and that is led by you guys. You guys nominate each other. So we expect that you guys put each other in for Employee of the Month. And the benefit is that if you nominate somebody, you also get something if they're selected. So make sure that you guys are lifting each other up and building a really great work culture here. That will be in the newsletter every month, up on the TVs, on Paylosity. We'll make it very easy for you to be able to do that. And then the best thing, I think, sorry, is our end of season banquet. Have leadership talked to you about that at all yet? Our end of season banquet is a lot of fun. And I did my first one last year, which I think turned out really fun, but this year we're gonna do a very similar setup, but I have a new theme this year, which I'm really excited about. Who enjoys country music? Seems to be kind of popular right now. So our hope this year is to do a blue jean ball and bring in a country music band, and we're gonna bring in line dancing instructors and have a full country music banquet theme and do that this year. So stay tuned with that. I'm working with the museum club here in town to get that going. So that should be a lot of fun. We do a bunch of raffle baskets, and we have a lot of really fun prizes for you guys to win at that event. New this year that we didn't do last year, we've been working on a new training program, which has been a lot of fun. We started it in January of this year with the leadership team, and then started working it through the management team, and then now it'll be launched to you at the orientation, which is at the end of April. I'm really excited to be able to introduce this to you guys, and then I will be popping in on meetings and doing little reminders to you. So I'm really excited to be able to be out and about this year. I was kind of glued to my desk last year, learning my position and kind of keeping my head above water, but I really look forward to being out in the community with you. We talked about communication. Some of the new things that I will be doing as well are Team Up with Talia activities. I will be sending out notifications to you that I will be out and about, and there'll be opportunities for you to do fun things with me that won't be interrupting your working day, but things like pop quizzes to earn a treat, a cookie, a brownie, a popsicle, high five awards to earn $5 if you answer the question right while I'm out and about, networking bingo during your meeting, water drinking challenges. I'll have a golf cart, I'll drive around and hand out drinks, steps challenges throughout the month, cheers for peers. We'll do all kinds of fun stuff, popcorn and podcasts in the break rooms. We're going to do some barbecues, dog days of summer, and bring in some of the board members to be able to meet you and see how hard you're working. Rise and shine appreciation for those folks that are working early. We'll bring a board member in and have muffin and juice with them. And then do some department challenges and see how engaged our teams are within the departments. And maybe do some fundraising events for like the hospital and the homeless shelters here in town and see how engaged we are that way. So I really look forward to working with each of you, and I hope you come and see me and not be scared that I'm in the principal's office, because I am not. But if we do have little hiccups, just know that we will work through them together. Okay? Does anybody have any questions for me? Really, no questions.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited for the season to kick off. It feels like it came really quickly though, but I'm excited. Jason?
What was the best way to reach you? Like, is it email or phone call?
Email.
Text?
My cell phone number is also posted on my door. So if I'm not there, call me on my cell phone. Give me a day or night on my cell phone. During the off season, which I hate to say, it's never really an off season here. I'm going to be here during the week, Monday through Friday, kind of typical business hours. During peak season, I'll be here Tuesday through Saturday. But I have the regular 8 to 5 hours, and you guys are here at nighttime, so if you need me, call me on my cell phone.
So Lee, is this an opportunity maybe to share the payroll cycle change with the group?
Oh, absolutely. So this cycle, which will end on this Sunday, well, today, will be the last of our regular payroll cycle, which has run Monday through Sundays. We are going to be changing our payroll cycle to Saturday through Friday, starting on our next payroll cycle. And the reason why we're doing that is in an effort, I'm sure most of you saw my email, and I can send it out once I get more of you in the system, but it's an effort to try and keep our overtime cost a little bit more under control, because we are in hospitality, and most of us are here working on the weekend, right? Our really busy days are kind of that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, even that Thursday. So we were kind of building up a lot of hours, and then by the time we got to that second set, everyone was kind of hitting overtime. So we figured we would adjust in the slower season and give ourselves a better setup for this season. So it should not really affect any of you when you're punching in and out. Leadership has been working on getting that set up with schedules, but if you have any issues while you're using your app, make sure to talk to your management or come to me.
Paychecks are still on the same day.
Paychecks are still on the same day. Every payroll Friday, you will still see them. Direct deposit will still be the same. So you shouldn't have any issues there. I will note, if you are a returning employee, I did put on the back table, which may have gotten moved, which is okay, tax forms and an I-9 form. If you've been gone for more than 3 months, I'd like you to fill out new tax forms and a new I-9 form and bring them to me at your earliest convenience. It doesn't have to be today. And then all new employees are going through onboarding, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay? Any questions on that? You know where to find me, right? I think you guys are getting ready to go on a tour.
No, they're actually gonna have pizza now.
Oh, pizza first. Okay. Thank you guys. I really appreciate